about my love. Wasn't it enough? Just let me know.
The biggest story of the offseason has been the breakup between Aaron Rodgers and the
A singular tear was shed.
it is very tough, but again, let's go through it. So,
Oh no, he getting the cheese head.
oh come on. All right. Now,
Is there chips and salsa in that thing?
yeah, as I've been saying, the biggest story of the offseason is the breakup between Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. This March, Aaron Rodgers was a guest on the Pat McAfee show, and he discussed his pleasure to be traded from the Packers to the New York Jets. Now, since then, there was an ongoing dilemma of will they, won't they? And 6 weeks later, Rodgers is traded to the Jets. Now, to add a little context to this, back in 2021, Rodgers and the Packers organization were working along, and Rodgers getting more of a say in, what will go on with the team. And this is something that, he's been wanting for some time, and the Packers were willing to hear what he had to say. Now, that year, they ended up drafting Jordan Love, which, to the dismay of Aaron Rodgers, he was very upset. Upset enough to talk to his agent and reach out to team president to advise that they should fire the GM. Now, that started an ongoing battle between PR and the office, but with Aaron Rodgers, he stayed consistent. Ended up having an MVP season that year. Following that up, Rodgers went on again, the Pat McAfee show, to voice his opinion, stating that there should be more communication between himself and the front office. Now, it looks like Aaron was out there doing his most. But recently, the Packers had to come out and stated that one of the reasons and the reason why they traded Aaron Rodgers to the Jets was for the fact that he wasn't involved in the months of April, May, and June. Now, after all that has been going on with this Packer dilemma, let me ask you, gentlemen, do you agree or disagree that the reason why the Green Bay Packers traded Aaron Rodgers was that he was disinterested? I'll start off with you, Hayden.
No comment.
We gotta go. I thought.
No.
I figured we get the rant over with now. So
No, the mic is on you, brother.
I
Give him
just
the
want to be done with this, Vic. I just want to move on. Why you do this to me? Why?
Listen, man, you ain't gonna be able to move on from this until this man retires. Let's be real.
Could that be it? Could we just get this year over with then, please? I'm sick of it.
Why do you want him in purple that bad? He's following the Brett Favre path, Hayden. You already know this.
Your blasphemy mouth?
Blasphemy? You mean blasphemous?
Yes.
Hayden, just go.
Okay. What it is yes, Vic, it was a little bit because the Packers were in that tough situation. They were in that situation where Rodgers did his retreat and then MIA. They did not hear back from him. They did not hear anything from him. They reached out to him being like, hey, what's your decision? No response. So if you're the team, they were in that situation where it was like, hey, we kind of got to start like looking at options just in case, start being prepared. So we're ready for whatever happens. The team straight up said many times they were ready to welcome Rodgers back with open arms. So the whole like Packers wanting to move on. What?
I said, are they Creed?
Yes.
Sorry.
Open arms. No, but they were very much ready to welcome him back. They were ready for whatever decision he made. That's the stance the team said and stated, and that's the way they followed all the way through. They listened to offers, but they did not go any farther than that until Rodgers made his decision about wanting to leave Green Bay and then going to New York. That's when the talks between the Jets and Packers really opened up. So to answer your question, Vic, I say no. Will do.
Man,
I do have to hold on real quick. I do have to laugh at Megan for her hands hating tissues for his issues. Somebody get this woman in a studio stat.
Stop it. But it's go for life.
Megan is going for the kill shot on you right now, Hayden. I just want you to notice that.
Oh, I know. I know.
well, Shadow Gaming makes a good point. Why draft Jordan Love? Which is, listen, 1,000% correct.
Well-
because we all know that season, that off season,
Mhm.
again, as he was discussing, one of the things that he wanted was more offensive weapons, and
Yes.
specifically was wide receiver.
Mhm.
There was a lot of talented receivers in that draft, and a lot of talented receivers
He
that were up for the
was
Packers
there.
to select. But again, they decided to draft their heir apparent in Jordan Love. Manny,
Well,
let me ask you a quick question though.
Ah.
Do you agree that the reason why Rodgers was traded was because he wasn't fully engaged?
this is straight up cap, like at its finest. I don't care about this retreat thing. I mean, I would have went on a retreat too. What do you want me to do if every other season you don't ask for the demands that I gave it to you? Like it seems like every other year, bro. Every other year, the Packers are in the media for all the wrong reasons. Like just the last 5 seasons, and it's because of certain things that Rodgers probably wants that they don't give to him, like receivers. They don't give him a good set of receivers. The only thing they gave him was Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon and
I'm
AJ
about to
Dillon.
say,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna mention every other thing they gave him, and something.
It's just so like I don't know, bro. It makes no sense. If you draft his heir apparent with Love, I get that you want to go build for the future, but like after that, you don't help him out with any other thing. Like yeah, Adams just walks in free agency when he honestly could have just stayed because they had the same offer in place for what the Raiders gave him. So that made no sense to me. And it just makes no sense every other year with what like happens in that Packers organization. And I don't know, bro. Gutekunst is just a weird general manager, bro.
Don't get me started on him.
He does things that are just very abnormal. He makes the funniest decisions that like I don't understand how like, everything like he balances certain things. I don't get how he does it. Like it's just weird.
Hold up, we need to confirm this. According to our sources in Burn, Hayden really wanted Aiden O'Connell. Hayden, I'm gonna need you to confirm.
Burn. I ain't that Aiden O'Connell page, bro. I ain't him. No.
So no, I
say
don't.
over Sean Clifford.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
I'd rather have Sean Clifford, but that's a different drug.
Heard it here first, folks.
I didn't want Sean Clifford there, but
Hayden. I was just gonna say. I think Rodgers was engaged. I think he's just.
I straight up disagree with you, Manny, because he straight up said you gotta call me FaceTime me and come out to me, and the team's like, no.
What do you want him to do? Like you do the same thing to him every other year, dog. What do you want him to do?
Here's the thing, Manny. You really want to travel all the way out to Cali every single week just to talk to one like player? No.
Well, just to interject if I could.
When he could come out to Green Bay. He has a house here in Green Bay.
Hold on. 1 second. As I stated at the top of the question, Rodgers had informed the Packers and everyone listening of his intent to want to be traded in March. If that was what he intended in March, do not expect a call in April, May, or June because his decision had already been made. But Sora, let me ask you.
Well, Vic,
hold on. Let me get to Sora. Let me ask you.
Okay.
Do you think that the reason why the Packers traded Aaron Rodgers was for the fact that he wasn't engaged?
Yeah, I do think there was a little reason. I feel like everybody can kind of pinpoint the seeds of, I guess, tension started with drafting Jordan Love. Then Rodgers goes on to win 2 MVPs in back-to-back years.
Mm-hmm.
And it might have just in his mind, he was like, all right, listen, you literally wasted a first-round pick on a quarterback. I've been here for 4 years. I just won 2 back-to-back MVPs. I brought you to an NFC championship game 1 year. Yeah, it was just 1 year. It was like, I'm still not getting enough respect. I'm out. I'm going to go do what Brett Favre did. And, he did, I feel like, wanted to keep the love for Green Bay because, obviously you have to go way back to the draft process of how, he just kept dropping. And then finally, Green Bay took the chance on him. So, I feel like there was still some love, but there was too much damage. It's kind of like when you're trying to stick with your girl or man or whatever, and then it's just like, listen, there's just not enough. We need to split. It's not good. It's toxic. Now we moved on to the Jets, so it's gonna be interesting.
Oh, we lost Manny. Man down. Man overboard.
He'll be back. Like I totally agree with what you were saying. It was time to end the relationship. But if you take a look at the past, we'll say 3 years, past 3 seasons, the one thing you've heard from Aaron Rodgers constantly is he wants more say. And the one thing you've seen out of the Green Bay Packers is they haven't been adding consistent enough players for the offense side of the ball. Now, only recently last year with Christian Watson and Dubs have they been able to get some wide receiver help. But let's look at it. When did they draft Watson? The second, third round, if I'm not mistaken? Second round. Dobbs was 7th? 4th?
Dobbs was 4th, and then Jadis Reed was 3rd this year, I believe.
Yep. Jada.
Don't
you dare. Nah. Don't you dare.
I blame Fishin. He said the wrong name. Listen, Fishin said the wrong name in the chat. I said the wrong. I blame Fishin.
Well, I'm just saying that's after Aaron Rodgers is gone anyway.
Yeah,
so
we ain't
that's
talking
why
about
I don't count that.
Well.
But again, you've seen time and time again, he's voiced displeasure. He's voicing his need that he wants more talent. I think the fact that the reason why he's been on the Pat McAfee show is so that way it gives him an avenue in order for him to openly talk to the Packers and have it out there so that way there is no misconstruing what he's saying. And, if he says something to me, they're going to take it some other way. This is him openly saying to everyone, you can see his face, you can see what his intent is on what he wants out of the Packers. And we've seen every Tuesday for the past 2 seasons him constantly asking for some help. And the Packers, every season, denying that request. You can't deny it because, again, like we just said it, back in 21, he's asking for receivers. We know that draft was prime with receivers. What did the Packers do? Draft a replacement.
2020, not 21.
I'm talking about, I'm specifically of that year when they draft Love. He was out there openly campaigning for a receiver, for offensive weapons. After the Packers said he could have more say in what happens in the day-to-day. That didn't take place. They reneged on what they said. Not 1, but 2 seasons back-to-back after he won MVP, showing them that he can carry the team. He just needs help. Packers didn't oblige him in any way. What other move did he have to make?
Well,
real quick before we move on, I do want to talk about Jeff's comment. Okay.
I saw that too.
I saw that pop up, and it made me. I do want to talk about Jeff's comment, and I want you to confirm.
What?
Because I don't know the.
Yep.
No, I've lost. Hold up, I lost it. Rodgers never played with a first round wide receiver. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. So I mean that
very
is
much so.
So kept constantly, and again to go back to Vic's point, kept constantly being like, "Yo, I want these receivers." Again, when you drafted Jordan Love, you had you had a stacked receiver class, and you drafted a quarterback. Granted, yes, you got Devontae Adams, he's struck gold, but there have been plenty of times where he said, "First round, I want a receiver," and y'all never got him.
That really never happened until 2020, after the 2018 season when Randall Cobb went to Dallas. That's when that started happening, to clarify that, Sora. And then that draft, they focused on the future, which I'm not totally mad at, but I'm kind of still mad at. I'm like weird feeling about that.
They're focusing on the future right now with Sean Clifford. Don't you worry, buddy.
Oh, you stop it over there. You stop it.
Listen,
you stop it.
Week 7. Week 7.
Week
all
7
right,
coming, Jordan.
Mark it on the calendar right now.
I will. I got the calendar right down here.
All right. Anyways, Vic, go ahead. Let's move on to your next question real quick.
Where was that, in the trash? Did you just toss that?
It was with the Glazers. But yeah, go
While
ahead.
Hayden's trying to figure everything out.